Hey, Adam's here. The Outlier Insight Show. I brought Shawn back because we didn't spend enough of your money on futures that now, now we're at a point where we need to hedge those futures. No. So anyway, this is what you get, guys. Friends of 20 plus years. We make these jokes like this. All right, Shawn. Shawn, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. My son has pneumonia, so I will warn you now. If you hear something this going off, that is my son telling me he needs me. In which case, I'm going to say you'll be fine. But I'm warning you now. Other than that, yeah.
Do what you got to do. We're gonna go through all the games because my meeting after this canceled, and I don't care. I set the invoice people. But anyway, so we're gonna jump in. We will talk about we're gonna go through the divisional stuff. Actually, real quick, because you have an out, we have 30 minutes before it. Shawn's a Tottenham fan. I kind of wanted to get people, this is all topic because it's soccer, but I kind of wanted to take Tottenham money line and over 2.5. Tottenham being 6-1 on the money line in a rivalry.
Wait, we're 6-1.
They're 6-1.
I'm betting this right now.
Which is a bonkers price. Like, Tottenham is not good. Plus they're 650.
I'm betting. Listen, this may be a sheep. Whatever.
I don't care. The 650 for a rivalry game is bonkers.
Yes.
Is a bonkers,
yes.
Especially the way Arsenal's playing is a bonkers line to me. Actually, I'm gonna get super degen on it. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna do the money line and over 2.5.
2.5. That's a great bet because we're not winning this game 1-0.
You're not winning it yet.
Right
You're winning it 3-2 or something like that. People are just like cashing out this weekend. We are doing it. So let me just find this before they take out. Sorry, everyone's like, I tuned in.
While you do that, I will say, I will pat myself in the back because during the future show, I said for most rushing yards, I said take Derrick Henry. Don't overthink it. And I sent Berg a screenshot of the rushing leaders through week 1, and guess who's first by 65 yards? Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Okay, so look, that's also, look, when you're doing futures, we're not doing futures right now, but when you do futures, that's why the shorter odds, whenever you see stuff, you have to bet that more, because effectively we have a bunch of cool darts. As I see, my guy Shane, his name's not even Shane, it's just Shane Helms is all I associate with Helms.
Helms, what up?
Sports. And Rax saying that we are cashing out this weekend. The thing is like, if you have a short favorite, an odds-on favorite, like, you got to bet them bigger, because that's how you make up for all the bullshit that you did as a dart. So like Jared Goff, I went 1 unit because he's 5-1 for the passing TDs. And just like, while Matthew Stafford is still alive, that bet might die this weekend. Shawn did ask me, why didn't I end up taking Saquon Barkley? And he's third in that. And the reason being is that Saquon's ceiling is priced wrong. His ceiling is priced wrong. And if he does get the rushing yards leader, they made it to the Super Bowl. And if they made it to the Super Bowl, I can tell you, especially after last game, without a shadow of a doubt, that everyone's is going to be dying. He could rush for 20 yards in that Super Bowl, and I feel like people are still going to want to bet him for MVP because of just how endeared he is right now. So that, anyway, just looking at guys for the ceilings. But that being said, by the way, that Tottenham money line and over 2.5 goals, 10-1. So I just
right now, good Lord.
Yeah, I just did that. All right, let's do the first one. Texans, Chiefs. The last time we saw this in the playoffs was when the Texans, who, because of you, I'm trained to know, were the last team that started 0-3 that made the playoffs in the last 20 years. Yes. You and I used to talk about it all the time, about what happens with 0-3 teams and can they make the playoffs. And that Texans, that Deshaun Watson Texans team did. They got up actually 21-0 in that game in the first half. They ended up losing that game. So Andy Reid got a 2-for-1 on scoring at the end of the first half and changed everything, and they blew them out the second half. That being said, Do you have a game take on this, or do you want to kind of go straight to props?
I think the Houston Texans are frauds. The advanced analytics have hated them all year. I don't over-index on advanced analytics, but I think also the Houston Texans.
You're not a fucking nerd.
Yeah. I think that also that the Houston Texans are a classic example of the team that overachieved last year, that everyone put on a pedestal, and now they have reached their level because water finds its level. So, with that being said, I think minus 440 Kansas City is ridiculous. I think plus 375 for Houston is ridiculous. Like, Kansas City is still getting cheap public new money. Like, oh, it's Mahomes and Kelsey and da-da-da-da. Like, so what I would look at is Kansas City second half. Well, for the game, Kansas City's going to win the game. Houston will probably cover. Because remember, this is not going to be like last year against even though Houston's a dome team, it's not going to be like last year when they played Miami. It was minus 4 degrees. Like, Kansas City has not put people to the sword for the longest. So if I'm picking a side, I'm taking Houston 8.5. But I fully expect I'd be throwing Kansas City money line or Kansas City minus 2.5 in a bunch of parlays. Because instead of betting minus 440, do minus 2.5. It's like minus 290 or 260 or whatever. So save some money.
I teased it with the Lions right away. Just I agree. I don't even know if I think Houston's coming. Dude, Stroud was the most popular MVP pick when Stephon Diggs joined that team, which I fell for, but whatever. I still think CJ Stroud is great, just to be clear. The lasting image I will continue to always have of CJ Stroud in my mind is him dropping 1 billion points on the most prolific college defense of the last 30 years and losing. Anyway, but look, the cap for me is Andy Reid with time to prep. Sorry, that is a tale as old as time, and I will absolutely take it. I'm really glad that the Texans won the mid-off last week, but it doesn't really change anything. You had started to say it, but I think maybe you started to talk yourself out of it, but it's a good one that you've been going to is second half unders for the Chiefs. Yes. I felt like you started to say it, and then you're like, what if they cover? They wouldn't that probably doesn't happen.
I started to say it, but I was like, no, that's a prop. But you said we'll go to props later.
No, you can talk about it. It's our show. We can do whatever the hell we want. We can do
last time I looked, this was like 8 weeks ago. Kansas City was scoring a grand total of 12 points a game in the second half. That number has jumped. That number is now 9.9.
Incredible.
Like Kansas City second half unders, because usually they're up at halftime. They're up like 13-10. They score a touchdown. They score 1 touchdown and that's it. Or they kick 2 field goals and then that's it.
Yep. They're perfectly fine. They're perfectly fine with playing that type of football. And and the Texans are not a pace up team. So they aren't able to do that. I will take this live just because of anything that can happen. I will take it at halftime.
Yeah.
But it's a good go-to as we have it up in front. Under 19.5 at plus 105. 5 straight unders.
Oh, Kansas City team total, not the overall.
Oh, team total. Okay.
Yes. I cannot be held responsible for Chris Jones dicking around in the second half and letting the other teams do things.
This isn't even better. This isn't even better.
Yes.
First of all,
how is it still minus 110 for 12.5?
Yeah, I like this play a lot. This is and then head to head, they trashed them and they trashed this team and they still scored only 10 points in this last time when they played. I like this bet. I like this bet a lot because if they win, they did it because they outscored them 9-0. And if they lose, it's because they didn't score.
And Houston's defense is pretty good. Like, this is probably this might be a unit play for me. Like,
yeah, my advice also is to make all these plays a unit play because the reality is you don't have that much football left.
That's also true.
So bet your edge while you have it. I like this. I like this a lot at minus 110. I love it. Minus 110. Fresh off Carson Wentz keeping them busy of 0 points in the second half last week. 2 weeks ago. I mean, look, even when they blew out Pittsburgh, they only had 16. This is great.
Yes.
Let me just see. And at home, the last time they gave up more was an OT
That was
game.
the Tampa Bay Monday night game where they should have went for what Tampa should have went for 2 to go to overtime and they won. It was that game.
Well, so they scored 20 points, right? And they won.
Does that count overtime?
It does count overtime. And
they scored 7. They scored 6 in overtime.
They scored 7. Yeah, exactly. So it would have hit. It would have barely not hit. So yeah. I like it. It's on FanDuel. It's actually the only available right now on FanDuel. That is absolutely a play. I will use my banner and I will say, I will make a banner that says Chiefs second half team total under 12.510. And look at this. We add it and it goes like this. There it is. It's on screen. It's official. Okay. So something that I like, I'm going to go to props because I don't have anything else.
Let's go to props.
Okay. So I am looking, let me go by default. Okay. So there's one guy who I really like for this game. I like DeAndre Hopkins. I totally forgot that there's a revenge narrative. Shout out Bill O'Brien. Not knowing what he was doing. Doing the Chip Kelly GM thing. But Hopkins has a solid floor, man. And his floor is 4-30, and this is 4-30. And he's going to get to play against his old team. So for me, like, I just also, when you look at route trees and you look at how he runs, will he have Stingley on him? Maybe. I think you can throw under on this Texans team. In fact, Ladd McConkey showed everybody that you can throw under on this team. I like it. They gave him some rest too. Like, again, 21st in yards allowed. This is a phenomenal hit rate and a very low number. I think everybody's going to be chasing this Kelsey props that we talked about the last show. Everyone's going to be on Kelsey. We already bet Kelsey. We bet him at 14-1 for TD leaders. So like that stuff happens. And also I don't necessarily think I love Kelsey yards as much as I like TDs. So but DeAndre Hopkins over to get 30 receiving yards. I mean, if you also look, his Mahomes throws more than anybody else too. Like he just constantly is throwing the ball. And so his receptions, I mean, dude, the receptions, receptions at 2.5. So on 3, if you're saying for him to get 30 yards, I think it's completely doable. Breaks one of them. He's the forgotten Chiefs wide receiver that I'm interested in buying. So
I'm with that. Shout out to Ladies Love Dom in the chat. Throughout a
so Samaje Perine over 7.5. Let's take a look at it. I want to look. This is
because 2 catches, 9 yards. You're like one catch, 15 yards on a screen. You're golden.
He's such an Andy Reid guy too. Right now, for some reason, it's not coming up on here. It's they got the price on Underdog, but it's fine. I mean, oh dude, I love it, dude. Look at that one catch and it happens, and it's against the team. Yeah, that's great. It's the same kind of concept.
It's a screen.
It's great. It's a screen. It's what he does. His snap share, like what's his snap share? His target share. He gets how many targets does he get per? His average per reception, by the way, is 12.5. So this is just like a very silly line. Let me just see this. Reception target. Yeah, one target, 1 reception, and it goes for 10. That's what he does.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. In terms of, because we are contractually obligated to discuss Travis Kelce props.
Yeah, we really should.
That's a mandate from the 47th president of the United States. I'm with you. I would bet touchdowns.
Yeah.
He's plus 165.
That's fine.
If you did not listen to us and you did not bet Kelce touchdown leader for the playoffs, 1, you're a terrible person. 2, you can redeem yourself, because 2 touchdowns is plus 1,400, and this is the only time.
Wow, are you serious? That's crazy.
This is the only time I'd recommend you betting a Kelce prop like this and chasing that big number, because if we believe what everyone's been said, that they've kept Kelce in the garage all year, he doesn't give a fuck. He's 35 years old. He's sleeping with Taylor Swift. He just cares about the playoffs. He hasn't played a game in 3 weeks. This is the time to roll him out.
This is such a great. Dude,
and if this hits next week, it'll be plus 530, and I will jump in through the screen and beat you to a pulp. Not you, Adam, but you. If you bet that.
Well, again, do not bet this if you have him as TD leader. This is greedy. Don't do it. But maybe put it in a DGen parlay. Like that's kind of fun. But they're 24th in the league against tight ends in terms of touchdowns to tight ends. The jump from
that's insane.
It's crazy. And I mean, look, and if you think he has 3, it's 110-1, which is which is a bonkers price. But 14. I mean, again, already have it. The reason why I'm saying if you already have in your pocket the other is because if he gets 2 to 3 TDs, he's leading in TDs. So it's not. Don't double dip. Don't be greedy.
I'm telling you right now, I'm a greedy son of a bitch. I may throw $10 on this, but
I'll parlay it. It'll be a parlay leg for me. Like because there's other.
You're right. Let's do that.
I would rather. In fact, we could do it now, but we could do. You want to get real nasty? We could do Kelsey under receptions. So his receptions is 5.5. And you do 2 TDs and under 5.5. And let me just see what the reverse correlation bump is on.
That would be a nasty
parlay. Because here's the thing: if he gets 2 TDs, and if he gets 2 TDs, they're probably not necessarily feeding him to that point. They're probably up. Let me just see. And it's probably that, and like they probably start running the clock out. And let's see, receiving props. I'm gonna do total receptions. Kelsey under plus money, and then TDs. This is definitely gonna be a play for me. Kelsey 14-1. It is 70-1. So that is 70-1 for Mr. Travis Swift to have 2 TDs on 5 catches. Let's say it caught 4 catches.
That would be hilarious.
That's happening. That's it's a nice 25 to win $1,700. That is a bonkers price and a bonkers bet that you would have had to have listened to on this to hear it. Okay, so that is I'm gonna get rid of this banner, but that's kind of I don't know if there's any. I mean, we have Mixon liability, which is already good. And this isn't the matchup that I want to use it.
No.
I'm not interested in Fairburn outside. I think Mahomes' attempts are interesting, or his completions really. I would look at that. I don't know. Is there stuff that kind of jumped out to you that you were interested in?
I always like
his
Mahomes
completions,
rushing yards.
Okay.
But I'm not pressed to take. I'm not pressed to take it. It's 23.5, but he's only hit that twice in the last 10 games. Interesting. I wonder what playoff games look like, but that I'm not pressed. Like, I think we're fine here. And we spent 18 minutes on
I kind of like the completions. The home run splits I don't care about on completions. I care about the win. Let's say they win in covers, whatever. But let's say that they don't cover. Let's say that they just win by 3. I mean, he consistently crushes this number. He had 28. I mean, this is very low. He had 28 against them when they beat him on Christmas Eve? It wasn't Christmas Eve. It was the weekend before. That was weird. It was when we had football like every day for 3 weeks. I think I am going to take this because it's a little bit game script proof. Like, he's got the lowest ADOT in the league. So I mean, and look, if they blow them out, I guess it isn't game script proof. Let's say they win by 10. No, he still hits it. Every single time. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a machine on this end. If you want to do, let me just see what the attempts was. The attempts is a crazy hit rate. But the problem is, I mean, I don't know. Do you have a thought here before I move to another, before I don't get us stuck and go to another game?
Scroll down to the attempts. I mean, okay, he's hit it 9 of the last 10. Like, and if
9 of the last 10, and I just want to see like if they win.
Actually,
if they cover, I mean, they win, they cover. It happened. I mean, he loves to throw it. It's just And despite their unders, he does this, man. Like, look, it's just like not even like it's very. Let's see when he didn't hit it. When he didn't hit it was against San Francisco in that game where they broke Brock Purdy.
So
He
I
didn't
have an
hit
idea
it.
for you.
Yeah.
I looked at go up to filter to 2023.
Okay.
Now scroll down. Look at the you did home games. Look at the
Let me take
playoff
it
game.
off.
Look at the playoff game.
Well, I don't know if I
I
don't
don't
have
know
home
why
games
that
on.
shows.
Oh no,
I don't know
I
why.
have it. Oh, that's why, because I have it as one by is already on. My bad.
Oh, okay,
Anyway,
yeah.
okay. So
The last four of last year's playoffs. 3 out of the last 4 in
bang.
last year's
Yeah.
playoffs. And that
Like,
41 attempts was in a game that was -4 degrees.
yeah, I remember that. The fucking wetsuit Tua.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, this Buffalo game. What was the deal with this Buffalo game?
They just probably ran the ball a ton.
They ran it. You know what it was? Is that they ran it down their throat. Yeah. I mean, you can throw on this Houston team, by the way. I mean, hey, Justin Herbert did. He just threw it to the wrong receiver. He threw it to this. He threw it to this Texans team. So yeah, I kind of want the attempts more than I want the completions. So I'm going to eliminate that. Let me take that one out. And I'm going to take the attempts. The attempts -114, getting a little bit of value. So yeah, that's it. That's all I want on this. I have Hopkins, I have that, and I have that DGen Kelsey play. And the second half team total under. So got some solid liabilities. I guess there's nothing I want on this Texans side. We have Worthy for the longest stuff. We have that. Oh, you know what? Do you want Dalton Schultz?
I like Dalton Schultz.
They're not. I mean, Dalton Schultz is something I might like instead of Mahomes attempts.
You want the under or the over?
Over.
Okay,
because they're terrible against tight ends. They're worse than the league against tight ends. How many did he have that first? He had 45. He had 45 that last game.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think I'd rather that if yeah, I'm gonna do that because that's game script proof too. I don't want to sweat Mahomes. I'd rather keep the Chiefs second half total under and add Schultz 35 yards than do anything else, anything like that. Let me just look at the receptions we wanted that instead. Yeah, I want the yards. Okay, cool. That's all I got here. So, yeah, we got Dalton Schultz, 35 yards. This Kelsey DGen play of 2 touchdowns and under 6 receptions. I love that play already, by the way. He's gonna have 5 and 1 going into the fourth quarter. It's gonna be like a complete sweat. And Chiefs second half under 12.5, and Hopkins basically 30 yards. Okay. So then Saturday night, the Commanders and the Lions. Here's my blind just take on the Commanders is that outside of Jaden Daniels, this team is not special. There you go.
And De'Ami Brown doesn't scare you.
De'Ami Brown doesn't scare did you watch that red zone offense? First of all, Commanders should have had like 31 points against easily. Like the fact that they're running tush pushes at the 50 with Marcus Mariota and they weren't able to come away with any points at a goal line to begin the second half was just garbage. Jaden Daniels is very special. I am not interested in taking Washington plus 9.5, though I do think that they probably cover. Because he is that dude. I will remind folks that Washington is 12-5, but they also did have a 4th worst in the league schedule. So I will just everyone keep that in mind. This total is bonkers at 55.5.
Ridiculous.
55.5 with a spread of 9.5. Just to tell you what that means from a sharp end is that Detroit romps. That's what that means. You do not get a long spread and a high total if a dog is covering. So I cannot advise people that it is not a good probably the sharp side of this is absolutely still Detroit. I don't care if you sit here that everyone's on Detroit. Well, that's why the total's gotten bet up. But for me, tease Detroit with the Chiefs and don't overthink this, because if Detroit can't handle business, Detroit can't handle business.
Yes. Or if you're going to bet Washington, just bet the money line. Do not tease them. I mean, do not take the 9.5.
Don't take them up to, this is, shout out Allie Campbell. Do not tease this up to Washington plus 16.5.
No. Because when you lose 38-10, you're going to be like,
what happened? Yeah, no. Like, to quote Shawn Hardie, bad teams get points. So anyway, plus 400 is such a crazy price, but Detroit's good. There's nothing I really want as part of this. I mean, if there's a world, is there a world where let me just see what the first quarter money line is. Look, if you think that Washington catches them sleeping, 215, it's EV too.
I'll say this. I had Washington first quarter money line against Tampa, and if Dan Quinn was allergic to 3 points, it would have covered.
Yeah, he's super aggressive.
So like it's variant, it's high. Like that game could have been 14. That game could have been 14-7 easily. Washington after one.
I can't believe Washington took that long to put them away. Like that's like that was wild to me. I also just think Marshawn Lattimore's washed, and Detroit's going to throw all over this team. So we already have liability on that end. I'm good. I'm going to go to props. I haven't looked at anything, but I'm about to.
I got.
Give me what you got.
I love first half under 25.5 is plus 135.
Who is this? Who is this?
This is the Washington Detroit game. The first half.
No. But what's the play? I'm making a banner.
Oh, it's under 25.5 plus 135
for a total.
First half under, for the total.
First half under. Okay, yeah.
Okay, this is your under. Classic primetime unders. Like because I was all set to bet the over in this game. And I saw 55. Like, this is stupid. So this game, this game can be 13. This game could be 13-10 at halftime. You win 14-10 at halftime. You win. Take the first half. Take the first half under. 20. Plus money for 25.5 is like. I know everything is like, oh, it's gonna be a shootout. These primetime games tend to start slow. Also, remember Detroit is on the short. Detroit had a week off. There may be a little bit of rust. I like that. I'm betting this now.
Detroit at home is under this number in 6 of the last 10.
There you go.
And let's see, and away Washington is, but they'll really only care about when they were in a dome, which against Dallas they went under, against New Orleans they went under, against Arizona they went under. Yeah, that's a solid angle. I like it. So all the dome games that they played this year, they were they went under this. So yeah, no, I like that. I don't think that's bad at all. I'm just trying to think, is there an alt line? No, that's what we want. That's very weird that's all that they'll give us. Yeah, I like that. I like that one a lot. I'll take that. And then, but let me just see for the first half team props or game props. First half total touchdowns, plus 190 for under 2.5. That's not, I don't know if I like that. Oh, plus one under 3. So this is like a fun market, by the way, to kind of hammer on to. Oh yeah. It's a minus 138. So it's minus 138 for under 3.5 touchdowns, which kind of tells you like all that you need to know. Also, Dan Campbell being like incredibly aggressive. Like the fact that Zane Gonzalez went over his points last week was nuts to me, because he just and especially after he doinked it in, like they don't want to kick, dude. Like they don't want his guy kicking at all. So
no, they don't.
Take that first half under. I think that's a good one. I will tell you on that, and I've added it to the card. Okay, so looking through prop wise, I'm not interested in Amon-Ra stuff because I think we have a future on him.
We have a future on him.
What do you think is going to happen with David Montgomery, given that he is back and full?
I think I said on the future show, like he's not going to get 25 carries out the gate. So I think your Jahmyr Gibbs props are still safe. Maybe David Montgomery touchdown when they get in close. Because he's the Knuckles at Sonic and Knuckles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it Gibbs? Who's the shifty
I don't
one?
know.
I forget who. I think Gibbs is the shifty one because it seems like Montgomery's the guy they went to by the goal line. So Montgomery, for me, Montgomery's wait and see.
Okay. Do we like his receiving yards? Because he was crushing that before he got hurt. I said, yeah, like you said, I have no idea what I want to do with him.
Look at this. Ooh, look
I know.
at that. That's a lot
the
of
problem
green.
is it just got bet down like an hour ago. I don't know. I gotta wait on this one. I want to see how he looks the rest of the week. Washington's also really good against running backs. I actually would rather take negative game script Commanders. I'm really into Eckler. Like Eckler was all over the place in that last game, and it's like why they have him. Let me see what his rush receiving is. Like that, I'm like really. It's only 50, kind of like that. Yeah, I kind of. Let me see versus running back. Okay, so Detroit allows like the 22nd most receiving yards to running backs. Let me just see if I want that, and look, and I think that they're. Let's say they're losing. Yeah. So here's the game script for Eckler is right there, because this is what happens when they lose. I think that's what I want. I want Eckler over 23.5 receiving yards. And even if they win by one, whatever. But like if they are losing, and I just want to, and I do not think they win this game. Let's say that they lose this game by 3. Yeah, look at that usage. Like so, yeah, Eckler over 23.5 receiving yards. I like that a lot. So
you like it, I love it.
Is that a ladder op? Want to get real nuts? Let's see. Oh, dude. I mean, yes. Okay. So the answer is yes. We are definitely going to ladder this. Okay. So forget the 23.5. We're starting at even money at 25.
Yes,
and then
even money.
Yeah, I think we're absolutely laddering this. Okay, so it's minus 106, and then for him to get 40, or let me see something.
265. Yeah,
wait, let me just see in any game. Let's see if any game within a 3-point margin. I want to see if they lose. I think they lose. So if they lose by 3 or more, 30 is really the floor. Okay.
30 is the floor.
So forget what I said. We're actually starting with 30 at plus 135. We're going to start at the 30. We're going to do Eckler 30. And then we're going to go, his 40 is plus 265 and his, 50. Oh dude, the 50 is 475 and we'll get it all the way up because 60 is plus 85. Has he done it this year? He had 89. He had 89 against the Eagles. Let's see. 89 against the Eagles, like on
in a
Thursday
game that
night.
Mattered.
In a game that mattered. Yeah, man. That we're absolutely so here's how you should break that out. Oh, this is awesome. We're going. You do the unit on the do the unit on the 30, and then to win a unit on 40, 50, 60. 60 is plus 850, which is just crazy. Oh. Like crazy. That's literally how they use Eckler. So I love it. All right, cool. I think I got my stuff that I like for this game. All right. So moving, is there anything else you wanted?
Nope.
Do you want Goff anything?
No, he's gonna get to the Super Bowl and win us money.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing like, again, if you don't have a future, it's probably
under completions.
Yeah, like it was his completions. Let's see. I mean, if you don't have anything on him, 3 TDs is plus 150, which is a great price. He did it like the entire year. But let's see. And let's see what he has at home, because actually these are where you want the home run splits. I think you want the under. So he basically goes under this. His completions like anytime they. Oh no, I guess he went over that one. Let me see the attempts. The attempts is really what we want.
Yeah, the attempts is what we want.
So the attempts under. Who's hitting me up?
1, 2, 3, 4,
I'll
5.
do anything for Nick, is what the Eagles say. All right, great. Let me just see. Things kind of got all over the place after we like fell in love with this angle. Like they get bet down, but like we fell in love with this like right around here, and then he was like, I don't really care.
Yeah, leave it alone.
He threw 59 times against Buffalo. Christ.
That was the 49-48 game, whatever the fuck that was. They lost to Buffalo like 48-40.
If I did anything, it would be completions because Washington's actually like really, really good at limiting catches. Let me see this one more time. Yeah, I don't want it. This feels too cute. This feels way too cute. I don't want to. I don't want to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. Like the easiest, the simplest route to something is usually the most obvious. Detroit wins this game. If Detroit wins this game, Austin Eckler gets a lot of usage. That's really where I'm at. So okay, nothing else I want here. Let's go to we'll go to my guys. The Rams and the Eagles. The Rams are my second team. But the Rams and the Eagles, I gotta tell you, this is a terrible spot for the Los Angeles Rams. Besides the emotional letdown stuff of everything that's going on in LA, you have a West Coast Dome team flying east, which just never works out well. It just never works out well. I want to remind everybody the Rams scored no offensive touchdowns in the second half of that game. So
that's
as
my
much
angle.
That's my angle too, is that this Rams team has honestly struggled to score all season. So I like the under. I like teasing the Eagles down and the under a lot more as a same game teaser. By the way, if you parlay the money lines of the Eagles, the Lions, and the Chiefs, it's about even money. A little bit more. I did that. But yeah, I'm laying the 6 with the Eagles. This is just a really good Eagle. Like this is actually, in my opinion, you get to see basically like the Rams values. The Rams are crazy public right now because they just blew out a team that had quote unquote 14 wins, and the Eagles looked against the Packers. So I expect a lot of people to be being like Rams was 6. Keep in mind this Eagles team was 3-point favorites on the road against the Rams. I was at that game and they blew them the fuck out. It was so this should be 9 to me. But I like the Eagles. Eagles romp here. 6 is fine. It's under a key number too. So I'm going to take the Eagles +6 or -6.
I would like to. So shout out to Ali Campbell, who when he saw the line was 6, he said, "I'm taking the Rams." And I said, "Be careful." And I told him that like everyone remembers that 44-42 game they beat Buffalo in SoFi. Since then, the Rams
which was by the way a very bad Buffalo spot because it was right after the Chiefs game.
Okay, there you go. Classic letdown.
It's a classic letdown spot.
Although a letdown is scoring 42 is insane, but whatever. After that Buffalo game,
but Josh Allen is an MVP. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it another time. So yeah.
After that game, the Rams scored 12, 19, 13, 25, and 27. Now, the 25 was they didn't play any of their guys, so that was against
Jimmy
Seattle. That was Jimmy G. So Jimmy G is letting it go, whatever.
Yep.
And yes, they scored 27. They scored 27 against Minnesota. However, 7 of those was a scoop and score. That brings out to 20. They scored 2 touchdowns they scored 2 touchdowns in that game. 2. Like this team is not an offensive juggernaut. So I would be careful. Like if you think LA can win, you basically think they're gonna win this game like 17-10. And they're not winning 17. Yes, and they're not winning 17-10. So
yep. This is the best defense. It's the best defense in the league. Honestly, I don't hate this. The under 17.5, the plus 105.
Yeah.
Let me look at what the front. I mean, they've gone under it all year. In the first half points, it's not too bad. Like, yeah, I like this isn't bad either. I mean, this team struggles to score. Like consistently struggles to score. And if you did follow us, you have the liability on them that is for what you would need if something's like. I love this. Like, ladies of Dom, Rams definitely not winning. That's it. There's the cap. Doesn't even have to overcomplicate it. I agree. The like 10 points is kind of nuts. It's also outside. It's just not stuff I like. When you switch a lot of this to, let me see what they're. Yeah, it's even worse when they're on the road. That's Rams first half team totals on the road. I'm taking under 9.5 at even money, which I think is a solid bet. I think so because it's mine. Yeah. And again, like a dome team going east, like the only times that they went over this once was in a dome last January. And the other time was against New England Patriots, who have been DOA since Belichick left the team. So actually probably before that. So anyway, all right. So let's that's kind of what I like in terms of this. Is there something I didn't add to this slip that I'm going to give everybody that you liked on spreads or totals for that?
No, I like the Eagles. Throw them in the teaser, throw them in the parlay, like throw them in the line parlay, whatever.
Yep. Okay. All right, then let's go to props for this. I have a prop that I really like here. I like Kyren Williams. I like Kyren Williams under longest reception. It's juicy at 130, but allow me to talk you into it.
My name is Hove.
No one's getting.
I'm so corny.
I love it. 40-year-old dads. All right, great. 40-year-old dads with New York ties. All right. Here's why I love this. By the way, if you use this as great prize picks angle, it's a better price than it is everywhere else. But the reason why I like this is because 1, he doesn't hit it. 2, that's not how he's used.
Nope.
3, basically what it is that it's a bet of will he get a catch for a first down. He did that 7 times this year he didn't miss snaps at all this year. He was never hurt, never had a problem. Played 98% of all snaps. He only caught a pass for a first down 7 times the entire year, which I like this more than his receiving yards total, which is obviously higher because you can get peppered with a couple of targets. They've been using it. He is the only guy. So like he could get 4 catches for whatever. But the thing is that that's also why they have Puka, and that's also why they have Kupp. And that's also why they have Colby Parkinson. The Eagles are not great against tight ends. They are also down a linebacker. So for me, the Kyren Williams under longest reception being at minus 130, I think that the juice is worth the squeeze on this one. I don't think he's hitting that. He might get 20 yards, but I don't think that he's getting one of those catches for 10. So that is one of my plays for this game.
#math.
That's right. Something that you liked on this?
No. I actually shit, I just forgot.
It's a big buy low on Eagles receivers, by the way.
So there it is. If you believe in narratives or whatever, and your man, AJ Brown, who had 3 catches yesterday, who had 3 catches on Sunday, they might feed him. They might feed the beast.
Still listed at 70 yards. And like it's dude, yeah. I mean, first of all,
I take the reception, not the yards.
I would just bet his touchdown. There's no game where he's getting 5 catches and he's not getting one, and one of those isn't a money ball.
How many touchdowns does AJ Brown have this season?
I think I want to say he had 8 or 6, maybe. No, 1, 2, 3.
He had, according to 7.
7. Okay. So yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, if Nick Sirianni didn't have an unhealthy but correct assumption to line up his quarterback at the 1-yard line every single time.
By the way, ladies love Dom is easily my favorite person to ever be in the comments, like ever. Ever.
Yeah, if they didn't love to just line up in the particular formation and push their quarterback over the goal line from the 1-yard line, he'd probably have more. But so is life. By the way, I'll give you a quick little story. Actually, I don't need a story. I was waiting for someone because the Ravens have their own tush push, but you do Mark Andrews with it. And I said at some point someone is going to do the fake tush push, and then
that was a great play. I loved that play call.
And then they have it the next day, and I was like, yes.
I love that play call. Well, so it's funny because they're out of it now, but I got to remember this, and this will be a play for the next thing. But Mark Andrews rushing yards should be a bet. They've done it with him 4 times this year. Tucker Kraft was the same way, and I forgot to bet it. And I forgot to bet it for Mark Andrews, but we'll get to that. AJ Brown. Okay, you like his receptions? It's juiced. You like it? We'll take the alt. All right.
Yeah.
Do it. Done.
Okay. What are you looking? Oh, wait a minute. That's a lot of freaking juice.
I mean, here we can do it at 5.5.
5.5.
Yeah, just do that.
Oh yeah.
All right, there it is. Let me get that one out. I think that if I'm looking at Eagles players, Hurts under passing attempts is a fucking wagon. It's like such a.
That's the one. This is the one.
It's just such a wagon.
Especially with our game script, if we think they're going to cover the 6, this is it right here. Yeah.
I mean, well, they didn't rest their starters in week 18 to not just run them into the ground now. What was it? Doms had said it too, but like let me just look at what the Barkley attempts is. Yeah. So they caught up. It's 21 now. So the alt to that, if this was 20.5, it'd be different, but the alt to that is Hurts under passing attempts. So I like that. I like that a lot more. God, Barkley's receptions, is it that? Let me just see something about. I mean, this is also let me just see one thing on Hurts. I want to see the game after he like had a bad game and then he just kind of was this it against Pittsburgh? Was it this? Yeah. And he threw for 32 right after everyone was on his case. And they just demolished. This game could actually be similar to that Pittsburgh game. Maybe is it comps then? Let me just see what the comps is. That was 20. Yeah. No, like Lady Dom, I think it's still a good play. It's just like we had it last week at a lower number because we got some value on it. And I don't think we're going to get that same value now. Let's see. Kind of like Hurts under rush attempts. That's kind of been, I think actually that I like. Let's see. I think I like that more. I don't know if he's getting 10 rush attempts.
Are you afraid of 3 kneel downs at the end of the game?
No, because I think no, I'm not.
Tyler, you think Tanner McKee's going to be in?
Weird things happen.
Because
10,
because they're up.
Dude, 10 is a lot. 10's a lot, dude.
10 is a lot.
He had 12 against the Rams.
No, 10 is a lot. Like Josh Allen,
Lamar barely hits 10. Lamar had 10 last week, and he still had a monster game.
Yeah, Josh Allen, who runs the ball all the fucking time, his number is always like 7.5. 7.5. 10 is a lot.
I think I do like that. I think I like the under 10 because I think he's gonna. I think too many people didn't get fed that I don't want to go back to the wagon.
Yes.
So yeah. So okay. So for this we got Eagles 6, Rams first half under. Kyren Williams under longest, AJ Brown alt over receptions, and Hurts under 9.5 rushing attempts. Also, the way you beat the Rams is through the air. Like, though I think that it's not going to matter. They're just going to give it to the defense to do that. Okay, cool. All right, we got 10 minutes left. We're going to go to your guys. All right, Ravens, Bills. This line's flipped. So
shout out to Bill Simmons. He called it. He said this line was going to flip. Yeah, he said it all year. Like these 1.5 lines flip and they flip like all.
Yeah, 1.5 is a nice way of them saying I have no fucking idea what we're doing. Like we don't know what to make this. Okay, the total's so high. I don't want to hear anyone say Lamar can't play in cold weather. That's bullshit. You ever been to fucking Baltimore? It's cold there too.
Louisville, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we ever have been wind in Kentucky? Jesus Christ, you're getting river wind in Kentucky. Like he knows what cold is. All right. So, what do you like a side or total on this?
Okay. I like the Ravens.
Okay.
Ignore all this Ravens paraphernalia in the back. A lot has been made from Bills Mafia. Okay, so we played them week 4 or 5. We won 30-10. Bills Mafia has made sure everyone knows that Matt Milano missed that game, and this guy missed that game, and that guy missed this game, and Von Miller, who's as old as I am, missed the game. It's not the same Bills team. So yes, they're getting back a whole bunch of guys. None of those guys weigh more than Derrick Henry. The Buffalo Bills are a small defense. They are a nickel front. You're going to run a nickel. We're going to run the ball down your throat, like we did the last time. Now, because I believe Sean McDermott, former Philadelphia Eagle defensive coordinator,
former Andy Reid assistant. Yeah, former Andy Reid decided. Yeah.
He has the decision to make. Is he going to sell out to stop the run? Or is he going to stay in his base? Is he going to from his base nickel front? Or he's going to say, listen, if we sell out to stop the run and we quote unquote make Lamar a thrower, which is if you want to make it
stupid, he threw for 40 touchdowns this year. Sure, make him a thrower. That's fine.
If you think making a dude a thrower who had 41 touchdowns and 4 picks,
it's one of the worst takes I've ever read.
If you think that's the case, because John Harbaugh was not smart enough to call more than 6 design runs in the AFC Championship game last year, be my guest. So what I will say is, I think they will have to sell to stop the run, because if you let this Baltimore team run the ball on you, you're finished. Last week against Pittsburgh, that drive at the end of the first half, they had 13 plays. They were all runs.
Yeah,
they ran the ball down.
It basically,
and that defense is better than this. That defense is better than this. That defense in Pittsburgh is better than this one.
And I think, I don't know. I mean, look, the cap for me on this game, I agree with you. I think this is a huge look ahead spot to the inauguration for most of that Buffalo Bills team, including Josh Allen. I've been holding that joke and I forced it. But look, like 2 weeks ago, it was a look ahead spot to January 6th. So there's no team that is better. Derrick Henry establishes, we both know this, played flag football, ball knowledge, play action wins games. Nobody establishes play action better than the Baltimore Ravens. I like the Ravens. I like Lamar over 1.5 passing TDs at -108. That's a disrespectful number to a guy who threw for 40. I mean, in a game last week that he ran all over the place, he still threw for 2. So I'm taking that. That is number 1 play for me.
I just got an alert from the Baltimore Ravens that Zay Flowers did not practice today. I'm going to tell you, we don't care.
I don't care.
Because I don't care. Because the Ravens proved last week you can win without throwing the ball to wide receivers, because my Rashad Bateman over 3.5.
He loves Rashad Bateman.
Did not cash last week. Now, here's the other thing I will say. To quote the greatness theme, Mike Lombardi, I know all of you hate it. If you want to play good defense, play less defense. How do you play less defense? You win time possession. I don't think Buffalo's going to win time possession, but they're sure as shit going to try. So I like the Josh Allen rushing overs and the James Cook rushing overs, because they have to keep Baltimore off the field, because they can, now they can't get into a shootout. They've gotten to 2 shootouts already this year. One against Detroit they won, one against the Rams they lost, so they can. But I don't think you want to get into a shootout with this team. Now, yes, the game's in Buffalo. It's going to be 12. It's going to be windy, whatever, yada yada yada. All right, whatever. They're going to, if they're instead of selling out to stop the run, they're going to try and keep them off the field. So
I mean, I didn't even look at what the lines are for it, but he had 5 in a game that was over 7 minutes into the game when they trashed them. So I don't hate Josh Allen rushing attempts over because I think that they're just going to, I think they might design run the fuck out of this across the board. Obviously 8 against Denver, 11 at Detroit. Let me just see how he is on home game. I mean, with that Chiefs game last year, 12 in the game that they lost. Yeah,
Mhm.
you want Allen rushing attempts over. Cookie, let me look. He was low last week too, and it skyrocketed over. It's Russia. Let me see. Okay, so it's this. Is this the same as it was last week? All right, sure. His rushing receiving is 72. What's his rushing at? It's only 55. I like that. I mean, and Ray Davis got hurt and got a concussion. So Ray Davis is the only guy, like, because Ty Johnson doesn't run. He's the catchback. And
Frank Gore Jr.
Yep. I
would like the attempts more than the yards because we're the best rushing defense in the league. But they're gonna try. They're going to try. They have to try.
I don't know if there's a home road split on this, but I want to see what he did against Kansas City last year. Yeah, he had 18. He had 18 in the loss. I think he's going to get. Yeah, I think 13 is good, but yeah, I would do 13. I would do this. I like I'm taking the Allen ones because, like, I think that could get there via kneel down if they win. I just, like, it's a gotta have it game. Like, he's just. I think he's going to just have the ball in his hands. I like Josh Allen attempts more than I like Jalen Hurts attempts in this situation. So I agree with you on this. We got, like, Cook rush attempts or Allen. You don't have to. I wouldn't bet them both because that's, like, kind of savage. I will be on. I'll be on Josh. Do you want me to eliminate James? So what do you like better?
Take out Cook. Because they know, so with Josh you get the scrambles and anything like that and whatever. So
someone from a 312 is calling me. I don't know who that is.
Chicago.
Chicago. All right. So all right. I like Allen rushing attempts. I love Lamar over passing TDs. Like, this should be minus 140. Like, and it was minus 140 last week. I don't know why it isn't this week. And we Baltimore money line in here. Okay, we have a lot of stuff. Oh, so we don't forget. Where's Mark Andrews?
I looked. He's not on any of the books yet for rushing attempts.
We gotta have it. Yeah. They gotta get there. Wait. Yeah. Oh, it's on Prize Picks. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Bet it.
Bet it if you can. Like I said, the Ravens run tush push. They run off Mark Andrews. They do this thing where they huddle up and they just run to the line and they just do it, because clearly if you saw Mark Andrews lumbering behind center, you'd be like, all right, he's not throwing this ball. So they do pull that off.
All right. Is there anything else that we missed on this game?
Again, no Zay Flowers. I don't think that matters. I think Rashad Bateman touchdown is live. I've learned to stop betting Isaiah Likely touchdown because that shit is trick or treat. If you're gonna bet a tight end, bet Mark Andrews. How can you look at Rashad? I feel like Rashad's caught like 4 in the last 5 games. He's got a touchdown.
Dude, they love him. They love him. When he plays, he's there, man.
Well, I'll say this. One, he never used to play. Until he's always injured. Yeah, because we had the worst
best price, by the way, people. Best prices on Underdog.
Unfortunately, I live in New York State where they banned all this shit.
I know, it's so stupid.
It's
look how many touchdowns Rashad Bateman has. Jesus Christ.
There you go. Yes, he has 5 in the last 5 and 5.
He had a monster year. What do you have? 11 touchdowns?
3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9.
He had 10. He had 10, including last week. He had 10 touchdowns. 10 touchdowns.
9 TDs. Good Lord.
He probably only had like 800. He also probably only had like 800 yards, if that.
I bet you it's like 600.
Yeah, I bet you it's lower than that. Because he didn't make the Pro Bowl. Zay did, and so yeah.
I'll tell you right now, Mr. Bateman had. Where the hell is this? Oh, that's postseason. Regular season. Mr. Bateman had 756 yards. Not
there
bad.
You go. Nailed it. We got it. We got it just right. All right. Yeah. So yeah, Bateman touchdown. We like to. All right, Shawn. We gave everybody a lot of stuff. We gave everybody like $1,700 worth of losses. So tell me, where can people find you?
You can find me on the app formerly known as Twitter, or on Blue Sky, or on Threads, which is I have a joke about Threads. I'll tell it later.
I know what it is too, because it's definitely something that you and I text about all the time. So
it's Shawn for W _. I'm part of Nick's Film School, so you can go to at Nick Film SKOL. And yeah, that's I'm out here, and I'm gonna say this here because my wife is not gonna watch this. I have already. I'm not gonna put it in the ether. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna say it. I may or may not have already.
I know what you're gonna say. Don't do it. Don't do it yet.
Okay. Okay.
But if it happens, I'm going with you.
Okay. Bet.
Okay.
Say less.
And an Outlier's doing a party too because they have an office there. Randomly. Okay. And Chris, knowing that you are a Knicks person and being a fan of chat, just says also, by the way, Josh Hart points. So
let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks. Yeah, against the Sixers. Yeah, at home.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, man, Nova game. It's a Nova home game. All right, cool. Well, you can find me at Hey Rosenberg, at Babies Who Bet. It's not real children betting, but everyone seems to think it is. All right. We will see you soon. Good luck with your bets. We put stuff into the chat. You can hit us up and complain, and that's about it. But go Birds, go Ravens, go and Birds. Everyone, again, good luck.